Tipping also should be predicated on the type of service you get.
Truman McGee owns Funky Fresh Bowls, a takeout spot in the Sherman Phoenix. He tells his staff tips don't come easy.
I always tell my people we get more tips if we're able to interact before the transaction. Interaction before the transaction is the way to go.
What do you think about tipping right now?
I think tipping should be something that everybody should participate in because these people out here hustling to make money.
We caught up with Tiara Gates during a recent lunch rush. She thinks tipping should be a no-brainer.
Let's work on giving people tips.
In West Allis, also strong feelings on tipping.
It's kind of confusing, to say the least. I generally do 20%.
I probably tip more than 30%.
A recent Forbes study on tipping found 95% of people tip at least sometimes, but almost 60% of those surveyed say they feel pressured or overwhelmed when tipping. And now, automation coupled with a pandemic hangover, we may have reached a tipping point.
So it seems almost everyone is confused right now about what and when to tip. So we went to an expert in consumer behavior to explain our new normal.
What we're seeing, though, is tip creep. Now that it's a part of the culture, I don't foresee it going away. It creates this doubt in the customer's mind at the wrong time.
Tip creep. That's what Alex Milovic calls it. He teaches marketing and consumer behavior at Marquette University's business school. He says the growing popularity of mobile payments means businesses can and will ask for more tips.
So why do they do that? Why is this kind of a new phenomenon we're seeing?
Part of it has to do with COVID.
Some places, when you go to pay, when you're getting takeout, it says suggested tip 30, 25, 20%. What do you think about that when they kind of guide you?
I think it's offensive.
Why?
You know, because, I mean, if you want a tip for good service, you tip. I mean, kind of demanding a tip, I think that's wrong.
When they're designing the kind of the programs to take the credit card entry, that those will have kind of tip by default. So now you're sitting there, you've completed the transaction, and it's a question of do you tip or not?
He's talking about the mobile kiosks like these at the Milwaukee Public Market. You order, they spin the tablet around, and you pay and tip on the spot before you even get your food. Sometimes a suggested tip amount is on the screen.
When you go to pay, they have like a suggested tip. What do you think about that?
I guess I get it because it's easier for people, but sometimes it's kind of in your face, and so you feel pressured to press the button.
Do you ever feel like pressure to tip?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially when the person at the checkout counter needs to clear the sale.
Longtime etiquette and manners expert Emily Post says a 15 to 20% tip is still appropriate for a dine-in restaurant. Tipping on takeout, she says, is not always necessary.
What about when you're getting takeout?
Takeout, it's kind of iffy. I mean, you know, I hardly ever tip takeout.
Milovic says the creeping tip trend is likely here to stay.
Paying for the product, and now you're presented with another challenging question, and it's kind of a, what is my moral code? What are my values, and how does that affect this? So it's almost maybe not fair to kind of prompt that on you last minute, although that could be the strategy. So it forces the customer to maybe make a decision, a rash decision, a quick decision that they might not otherwise do. If all you did was, let's say, move something from point A to point B, you didn't prepare anything or wasn't part of a customer experience, then maybe not tip. But it really is what you're comfortable with.
And from a business standpoint, a little can still go a long way.
It's real helpful to tip especially small business, because a lot of times we have so many costs that a lot of people don't see.
Some more interesting numbers from the Forbes Digital Tipping Survey. Tipping behavior is different for each generation. More than 60% of people aged 59 and older were the most likely to say they always tip. Now, on the other hand, only 33% of people aged 27 through 42 reported they always tipped. The average tip, 16% of the bill.
Thank you, Cyrene.